Hi everybody, I'm Leah of seejanedrill, and today I'm going to show you how to create something called a scarf joint. What that is when you bring in two pieces of wood and you want the joint to be invisible to the eye, you create something called a scarf joint. Now I've got to tell you, you've seen this joint many times, but you probably never really saw it. And that's really the objective. So let me show you how we do that. So here's the thing, when you install molding, and it doesn't matter if it's crown molding, chair rail, baseboard, doesn't matter. Chances are that you're gonna have to do a joint, because really you find moldings in like living rooms, dining rooms, where you can have a wall that runs 20, 25, 30 feet, and they just don't create moldings 30 feet long or 20 feet long. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to join two pieces. You're going to have to join two pieces of molding together, okay? And what you want to do is you want to hide the seam. So now this is what's called a butt joint. And what a butt joint is when you cut it straight, okay? And so we're going to push that together, all right? And guess what? You can see it. And that's what you really don't want. You want the appearance of a continuous piece of molding. Now, how you get a more seamless look is with what's called a scarf joint. And what it is you take that baseboard and you cut it at a 45. See how that's cut at a 45? And you take the joining piece, let's turn it on the side here so you can get a really good look. That's been cut at a 45 as well. We're going to compare this with the butt joint, okay? And so you can see that there is a difference. Now, the other thing that I want to tell you about the scarf joint is, the reason why we like to use it is because wood expands and contracts. And when you're using a scarf joint, it is noticed less, the expansion and the contraction. Now, we're going to do one so I can show you exactly how to do it, and we're going to do it on chair railing. So this is our miter saw here. It's an electric miter saw. It's going to help us make that 45-degree angle cut. Come in, let me show you what we need to do. Just make certain that you place your chair railing up against the fence here. That's what this is here. And secure it before you make the cut. So I'm going to set the cut at 45 degrees. There we go. Tighten that up. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now we're going to make our second cut. The second cut, of course, is the piece of wood that's going to join the first piece we cut. But before we make that cut, we're going to have to make our adjustment right here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to slide this over to the other 45, because it's got to be going in the other direction. We want to take our chair railing and we want to place it up against the fence just like we did the other piece. Now we're ready to make our cut. Okay, so there's our scarf joint, how we've cut it. There's the 45, right? And we're going to flip this piece of wood over here, this piece of chair railing. You notice we've got a 45 on the opposing piece. Now, the thing about a scarf joint is when we join the two pieces together, you're going to want to glue. You want to use a little carpenter's glue. Join the two pieces together, okay? Make a nice tight fit. Now here's the last thing that you really want to be mindful of. When you create a scarf joint on a piece of chair railing or baseboard, you can't just make that cut anywhere. That joint has got to be resting where there's a stud. Even if you have glued the joint, you're going to want to drive a nail there, and if there isn't a stud behind the joint, well, it's going to be a weak joint. So just make certain that you place your scarf joint where there is going to be a stud in the wall. So that's how you make a scarf joint. Pretty simple, right? This is Leah saying you can do this. See you next time.